Namaste, fellow adventurers of understanding and connection, and welcome to Artist at Living. Here, we encourage you to embrace life's canvas with open hearts and minds, painting a masterpiece of joy, kindness, and shared wisdom. Today, we're diving into the intriguing topic of 13 ways to read people's mind, inspired by Buddhist teachings. Join us on this transformative journey as we explore profound insights from Buddhism, guiding us toward greater self-awareness and empathy. Get ready to unlock the secrets of understanding others on a deeper level. Let's embark on this enlightening exploration together. Ever wondered what's going on inside someone else's head? Figuring out people can be like solving a puzzle. But what if we could peek into their thoughts and feelings? It's not about having superpowers, but about using kindness, understanding, and some wisdom from Buddhism. We'll explore 13 ways to understand people better, inspired by the teachings of Gautama Buddha. He lived a long time ago and shared insights about the mind and living happily. Every day we meet people, family, friends, even strangers. Sometimes we don't get why they act the way they do. It can leave us confused or upset. But what if we could see things from their perspective? Buddha said, it all starts with our mind. Understanding others begins with understanding ourselves. We'll dive into this idea in different ways. Each part of our journey will cover topics like feelings, body language, and why people have different thoughts. And don't worry, we'll use simple examples to make it easy to understand. Throughout our talk, we'll share stories you can relate to. Maybe it's about a friend who seemed upset for no reason, or a time when you felt misunderstood. These stories will help us learn how to connect better with each other. Buddhism teaches us to be kind and empathetic. It's not just a nice idea, it makes our world better. When we understand what someone else is going through, we can be more patient and kind. It's a win-win for everyone. During our time together, think about your own experiences. Remember times when you felt misunderstood or struggled to understand others. We'll use those moments to learn and grow. I'll keep things simple and clear. You don't need to be a Buddhist or know much about it. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to see things differently. So let's dive into the art of understanding people. It's a skill that brings more peace, happiness, and kindness into our lives. With each step, we'll uncover new insights and make our interactions more meaningful. Let's begin with a smile and an open heart, ready to see the world in a whole new light. First way, understanding of emotions, basics. Explained. Understanding emotions is like learning a new language. Emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, and fear tell the story of how someone feels. In this part, we'll start by learning about these basic emotions. It's like learning the ABCs of understanding people's feelings. Imagine you see someone smiling. You might think they're happy, but sometimes a smile can hide other feelings. Buddha taught us to look deeper. He said that just as a candle needs fire to burn, people need a spiritual life to truly live. This means there's more to what we see on the surface. Think about a time when you felt really happy. What made you feel that way? Understanding our own emotions is the first step to understanding others. It's like putting on glasses to see the world more clearly. Sometimes our own ideas and past experiences can change how we see other people's emotions. For example, if you were once scared of dogs, you might think someone else is scared when they're actually just surprised. Buddha said, "We are what we think." This means our thoughts shape how we see the world and other people. But how can we get better at this? Here is an exercise. Next time you talk to someone, try to really listen to them. Look at their face, listen to their voice, and see if you can understand how they're feeling. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving a mystery, you're understanding a person. We'll also learn about empathy, which is feeling what someone else feels. It's like walking in their shoes. When you understand how someone feels, you can be kinder and more helpful. Buddha said that kindness is the most important thing. This starts with understanding how others feel. In our everyday lives, we can use this understanding in many ways. Maybe you'll notice a friend is feeling down and needs some cheering up. Or maybe you'll understand why your brother or sister is upset and help them feel better. Every emotion is a clue to what's going on in someone's mind. So, in this way, learn the language of emotions. By understanding emotions, we can connect better with others, bring more kindness into our world, and live more peacefully. It's like opening a door to a deeper understanding of ourselves and everyone around us. As we move forward, remember that this is just the beginning. Each emotion is a word in the story of someone's life. By learning to recognize and understand these emotions, we're learning to read that story. And that's a beautiful thing. Let's continue this journey with the second way to understand people better. Decoding. Body language. Reading emotions beyond words. Let's talk about body language, which is how people show how they feel without talking. It's like a secret code that our bodies use to communicate. For example, when someone smiles, it usually means they're happy, but sometimes a smile can hide other feelings. Understanding body language helps us see beyond what people say. Imagine you're talking to a friend who says they're okay, but they're not looking at you and their arms are crossed. These signs might mean they're upset or worried, even if they don't say it. Paying attention to these clues helps us understand how people really feel. We can learn about different parts of body language. Like when someone's face changes, it tells us how they're feeling. Also, how someone stands or moves can show if they're confident, nervous, or relaxed. Learning to notice these signs helps us understand people better. Also, body language can be different in different cultures. In some places, a gesture might mean one thing, but in another place, it means something else. Understanding this helps us avoid misunderstandings and connect better with people from different backgrounds. In our everyday lives, paying attention to body language helps us understand our friends, family, and even strangers. It can help us know when someone needs help or when they're feeling happy. This makes our relationships stronger and makes us kinder to each other. Buddha said it's important to be aware of what's happening around us. By noticing body language, we can understand people better and be kinder to them. So, in this part of our journey, we learned about body language and how it helps us understand people. It's like learning a new skill that makes our relationships better and our world friendlier. Let's keep an eye out for the signals people give us and respond with kindness and understanding. Now next. Third way, the art of listening. Understanding. Beyond verbal communication. Listening is like opening a door to someone's world. It's more than just hearing words. It's about feeling what they're feeling and seeing things from their point of view. In this part, we'll explore how to really listen, not just with our ears but with our hearts too. Buddha once said, "When you listen, you reach into dark places and pull out light." This means when we listen well, we can help others feel better just by understanding them. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Let's think about how it feels when someone really listens to you. It's comforting, right? It makes you feel important and cared for. This is what we want to give others when we listen to them. We want to make them feel heard and understood. We have to learn different ways to listen. For example, there's a kind of listening called active listening. This means you really focus on what the other person is saying. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're really trying to understand them. It's like putting together a puzzle where each word is a piece that helps you see the whole picture. But sometimes listening can be hard. Our minds might wander, or we might think more about what we want to say next. Also, practice how to stay focused on the person speaking. This means putting aside our own thoughts for a while and just being there for them. In our everyday lives, being a good listener is very useful. It can help solve problems, make friends and family feel loved, and make work easier. It's like having a superpower that makes life smoother and happier for everyone. Buddha taught us to be kind and thoughtful. He said, "Our thoughts make our world." So when we listen with kindness, we're helping make a kinder world. We're not just hearing words, we're connecting with the person saying them. Do focus on listening with empathy. This means trying to feel what the other person is feeling. It's more than just understanding their words, it's about connecting with their feelings. This kind of deep listening can be very powerful. It can help heal hurt feelings and bring people closer together. So, in this part of our journey, we learned about the magic of listening. It's a wonderful skill we can all get better at. By listening well, we can understand people better and make them feel special. We become like a warm, welcoming place where people can share their thoughts and feelings. As we move on, let's try to use these listening skills in our day-to-day lives. Let's listen to the stories, worries, and joys of the people around us. Let's create a world where everyone feels heard and valued. This is a step towards a more understanding and loving world. Fourth way, crafting effective questions, fostering understanding and connection. Asking questions is like being a detective, but instead of solving a mystery, you're trying to understand someone better. It's important to ask the right questions in the right way. This part of our journey is about learning how to ask questions that help us connect with people. Buddha once said, "To understand everything is to forgive everything." This means if we really understand someone, we can see why they do what they do, and asking good questions helps us understand them better. There are different kinds of questions we can ask. Some questions are like open doors. They let the person share more about what they're thinking and feeling. These are called open-ended questions. For example, instead of asking, "Are you sad?" you could ask, "How are you feeling about what happened?" This lets the person explain in their own words. It's also important to think about how you ask questions. The way you speak and the time you choose to ask can make a big difference. Imagine asking someone a question when they're busy or upset. They might not want to answer, but if you ask gently and at the right time, they might open up more. Asking questions can help in many parts of our lives. With friends, it can make your conversations more interesting and deep. In families, it can help them understand each other better and solve problems. Even at work, asking the right questions can make things go smoother. Buddha taught us to be kind and thoughtful. When we ask questions, we should do it with kindness. We're not just trying to get information. We're trying to understand and connect with the person. Also, we should focus on listening to the answers. It's important to really hear what the person is saying. Sometimes they might say something surprising or different from what you think. It's like going on a journey where you don't know exactly where you're going, but you're open to finding out. In this part of our journey, we learn to ask good questions. We learn to ask in ways that show we care and want to understand. This can help us get to know people better and make our relationships stronger. As we move forward, let's remember to ask questions with a kind heart and an open mind. Let's have conversations that help us learn more about each other. This way, we can build bridges of understanding and make the world a more connected and kinder place. Fifth way, empathy, sharing feelings with others. Empathy is like stepping into someone else's shoes and really understanding how they feel. It's more than just knowing if they're sad or happy. It's about feeling those emotions alongside them. In this part, we'll explore how to grow our empathy and why it's so important. Buddha, a wise teacher, taught us that being kind and understanding others is a big part of living peacefully. He said that when we feel what others feel, we're not just helping them, we're also making our own hearts bigger and kinder. Imagine a friend is feeling down because they lost something important to them. If you've ever lost something important, you know how that feels. It's sad and frustrating. Empathy is using your memory of that feeling to understand what your friend is going through. It's like saying, I know how you feel, and I'm here with you. Learning empathy starts with being interested in other people's stories. It's like being a visitor in their life. You listen to them, ask them about their feelings, and try to imagine how you would feel in their place. It's a powerful way to connect and show you care. There is also a difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is when you feel sorry for someone, but empathy is when you feel with them. It's a deeper connection, more like being a friend than just a friendly person. Empathy can help in all parts of life. With friends and family, it helps you understand each other better. At work, it can help solve problems and make everyone feel more comfortable. It's like having a key that opens the door to better relationships. Buddha also talked about being mindful. Mindfulness means paying attention to what's happening right now. When we're mindful, we notice not just what people say, but also how they feel. This helps us show them empathy. Just stay focused when someone is sharing their feelings. It means really listening, not thinking about other things, and trying to feel what they're feeling. This can be hard, but it's worth it. In this part of our journey, we learned to practice being empathetic. We tried to understand and share other people's feelings. Doing this can make our lives and the lives of those around us kinder and more connected. As we go on, let's try to open our hearts and feel with others. Let's try to understand what they're going through. This is a great way to make the world a warmer, friendlier place. Sixth way, discovering diverse cultures, embracing understanding for all. Understanding people means understanding where they come from, their culture. Every culture has its own way of showing feelings, talking, and acting. This part of our journey is about learning how different cultures can change the way we read minds. Buddha, a great teacher, told us about being kind to everyone and respecting all life. He said that good things come from understanding and respecting others, including understanding different cultures and the ways they do things. Think about meeting someone from a country you don't know much about. The way they talk and what they do might seem strange to you. This is where knowing about different cultures helps. It's like learning a new way to talk, not just with words, but also with actions and ideas. We should look at how people in different cultures show their emotions and talk to each other. In some places, people might get really loud when they're happy, but in other places, they might stay quiet, even when they're very happy. Knowing this helps us not get confused and makes it easier to be friends with them. Also, practice keeping an open mind. This means not thinking our culture is better or worse than others, but trying to understand and respect them all. It's like going to a new place and being excited to learn about it. In our everyday lives, knowing about different cultures is very helpful. It can make work better if you work with people from different places. It makes traveling more fun because you understand more about the people you meet. And it can help you make friends from all around the world. Buddha also taught about loving everyone. He said we should love all people like a mother loves her child. This means treating everyone well, no matter what culture they're from. We'll learn how to talk to people from different cultures in a good way. We'll be careful not to think that just because something is true for us, it's true for everyone. It's about being respectful and understanding that being different is okay. So in this part of our journey, we learned about different cultures. We found out how these differences make the world an interesting place. We'll use this knowledge to understand people better and connect with them more deeply. As we go on, let's remember to be open and kind to everyone. Let's enjoy learning about how different we all are. This is a great way to understand people better and make the world a friendlier place. Seventh way, Challenging bias and prejudice, opening the mind to true understanding. We all have biases and prejudices, like invisible glasses that change the way we see people. These biases can come from our past experiences, the media, or even the society we live in. In this part of our journey, we'll learn how to notice these biases and work on getting rid of them to understand people more clearly. Buddha taught that a clear mind is the foundation of wisdom. He said, "The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart." This means that to truly understand others, we need to clear our hearts of any unfair judgments. Imagine you meet someone for the first time and you already have an idea about them because of where they come from or how they look. This is a bias. It's like having a filter on your eyes that stops you from seeing the real person. Learning to recognize and remove these filters is important for understanding people as they truly are. We have to find the different kinds of biases and prejudices that we might have. Some are easy to notice, but others are hidden deep inside our thoughts. Overcoming biases is not just about being fair to others. It also opens our minds. When we let go of unfair judgments, we start to see the beauty and diversity. It's like turning a black and white picture into color. In our daily lives, being free of biases can make a big difference. It can help us make new friends, be better at our jobs, and live more happily with the people around us. It's like removing a heavy weight that we didn't even know we were carrying. Buddha also talked about loving and understanding all beings. He said that every person has the potential for goodness. When we look at people without biases, we start to see this goodness in everyone. We'll learn how to check our thoughts and feelings whenever we meet someone new. We'll try to notice if we're making quick judgments about them, and if we are, we'll remind ourselves to keep an open mind. So, in this part of our journey, we learn to clear our minds of biases and prejudices. We'll practice seeing people as they really are, not as we think they should be. This will help us understand them better and make our relationships stronger and more genuine. As we continue, let's try to look at everyone with fresh eyes. Let's give everyone a chance to show us who they really are. This is a big step towards understanding people deeply and making the world a more understanding and kind place. Eighth way, compassion's role in mind understanding. Compassion is like a soft light that helps us see into people's hearts. It's about feeling for them and wanting to help. In this part of our journey, we'll explore how being compassionate helps us understand people better. Buddha taught that compassion is one of the most important qualities we can have. He said, if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. This means when we help others, we also help ourselves. By being compassionate, we not only understand people better, but also make our own lives happier. Imagine someone is having a hard day. Maybe they're upset or angry. If we look at them with compassion, we try to see why they feel this way. We don't just see their anger, we see the person behind it. It's like looking at a cloudy sky and remembering that the sun is still there. We have to learn about different ways to show compassion. Sometimes it's in the things we say, like comforting words. Other times it's in what we do, like helping someone with a problem. Compassion can also be in the little things, like a smile or a kind look. Compassion also means being patient. Sometimes understanding someone takes time. They might have a lot going on inside that we don't know about. Being patient is like giving them the space they need to open up. In our everyday lives, being compassionate can change everything. It can turn arguments into conversations and strangers into friends. It can make our families closer and our workplaces kinder. It's like a magic ingredient that makes all relationships better. Buddha also said that we should treat all beings with kindness. He meant that everyone deserves our compassion no matter who they are. When we do this, we start to see the good in people and understand them on a deeper level. We should practice being compassionate in our daily conversations. Also, should try to understand where people are coming from and feel for them. This doesn't mean we always have to agree with them, but we try to understand their point of view. So, in this part of our journey, we learned about the power of compassion. We'll see how it helps us understand people and brings more warmth and kindness into our lives. As we go on, let's remember to look at people with a compassionate heart. Let's try to understand and help them. This is a beautiful way to connect with others and make the world a better place. Ninth way, self-discovery. The first step to understanding others. Self-awareness is like having a map of your own mind. It helps you understand why you think and feel certain ways. This is really important because understanding ourselves is the first step in understanding others. Buddha, a wise teacher, said that knowing ourselves is key to understanding the world. He meant that when we understand our own feelings and thoughts, we can understand other people better too. Imagine you're talking to a friend and suddenly you get upset. Self-awareness is like stopping and thinking, why did I get upset? It's about looking inside yourself to understand your feelings. This helps you not just react, but think about why you're reacting. We should learn how to notice what we're thinking and feeling. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving a mystery, you're figuring out your own mind. We look for clues about why we feel happy, sad, angry, or scared. Self-awareness also helps us see our own biases and judgments. These are like glasses that change how we see other people. By understanding our own thoughts, we can start to take off these glasses and see people more clearly. Knowing ourselves can help in everyday life. It can make us better friends and family members. It can help at work too. When we understand why we act a certain way, we can handle situations better. Buddha also taught that our minds shape our world. This means that by understanding ourselves, we can change how we act with others. This can make our lives and the lives of people around us happier. We practice being aware of our own thoughts and feelings when we talk to people. We'll try to notice if we're making quick judgments or having strong reactions. We'll ask ourselves why and try to understand what's going on inside us. In this part of our journey, we focused on getting to know ourselves. We'll see how this helps us understand other people. By knowing what's going on in our own minds, we can better understand what's going on in other people's minds. As we go on, let's remember to look inside ourselves as well as at others. Let's try to understand our own thoughts and feelings. This will help us understand others better and build stronger, more caring relationships. 10th way, mindfulness, building better connections. Mindfulness is about paying close attention to what's happening right now, both inside us and around us. It's like having a special power that helps us see things more clearly. In this part, we'll learn how being mindful can help us understand what others are thinking and feeling. Buddha, a wise teacher, often talked about mindfulness. He said, "Our thoughts are very important because they shape our lives and how we connect with others. When we're mindful, we can control our thoughts better and use them to understand others." Imagine talking to a friend. Being mindful means really focusing on that conversation, not getting distracted by other thoughts. When we're fully present, we start noticing small things. Maybe our friend's voice changes when they talk about something important, or they look nervous. These little signs can tell us a lot if we pay attention. We should explore different ways to be mindful. It can be simple, like taking a deep breath before speaking or really listening to the other person. Mindfulness also helps us understand our own feelings. Sometimes during a conversation, we might suddenly feel upset. Being mindful helps us notice these feelings and understand why they're happening. This is important because it helps us know if our feelings are about us or the other person. It makes it easier to understand what others are thinking and feeling. In our daily lives, mindfulness is very useful. It can make our interactions with friends, family and co-workers smoother. It's like having a tool that helps us understand what others need or feel. Buddha said, "Finding peace within ourselves can make the world more peaceful." By practicing mindfulness, we can be calmer and more understanding, which spreads peace around us. We'll practice being mindful in different situations, like listening carefully to someone or noticing our own thoughts during a conversation. Doing these things can help us understand what others are thinking and feeling better. So, in this part of our journey, we focused on mindfulness. It helps us see into other people's minds and build stronger connections with them. Let's try to stay in the moment and use mindfulness to understand our talks better. This is a big step towards understanding others and building stronger relationships. 11th way, patience, unlocking understanding. Patience is like watching a seed grow. It takes time, but eventually you see something beautiful. When we're trying to understand what someone else is thinking or feeling, patience is really important. In this part, we'll talk about how being patient helps us connect with others. Buddha, a wise teacher, said that being patient is important for personal growth. He meant that when we're patient, we give ourselves and others time to understand each other. It's like letting someone finish a puzzle. Rushing them might mean missing the real message, but if we wait patiently, they can share their true feelings. It's like waiting for a camera to focus. Only then do we see a clear picture. We should do practice how to be more patient when we talk to people. This means not interrupting them, being okay with silence, and not jumping to conclusions. Sometimes the most important things are said after a pause. Being patient also helps us control our own feelings. Sometimes we might want to react quickly or get upset, but when we're patient, we take a moment to understand why we're feeling this way. It's like stepping back to see the whole picture instead of just a part of it. Patience is really useful in our daily lives, with our family, friends, and even at work. It can strengthen our relationships. It's like building a bridge slowly and carefully. It takes time, but in the end, it's strong and reliable. Buddha said that a calm mind helps us understand things better. When we're patient, our mind stays calm, and this helps us see beyond the surface. We start to understand the deeper feelings and thoughts of the people around us. We'll practice being patient in different situations. Maybe it means waiting a little longer for someone to answer a question or staying calm when someone doesn't reply right away. Every time we're patient, we're getting better at understanding others. So, in this part of our journey, we learned about the importance of patience. We'll see how waiting and giving time can help us understand people's hearts and minds. Let's try to be patient both with others and ourselves as we move forward. It's a gentle but powerful way to understand what others are thinking and feeling. It's a key to building deep and meaningful relationships. 12th way, listening without judgment, a path to understanding. Listening without judging is like offering someone a blank canvas where they can freely express their thoughts and feelings. It means hearing them out without immediately deciding if they're right or wrong. In this part, we'll discuss how this type of listening helps us truly understand people and strengthen our friendships. Buddha, a wise teacher, emphasized the importance of having an open heart and mind. He meant that when we listen without judgment, we can genuinely empathize and care for others. It's like admiring a rainbow and appreciating all its colors without playing favorites. Imagine your friend confides in you about a problem they're facing. If you start judging whether they're right or wrong, you might miss the essence of what they're trying to convey. But when you listen without judgment, your friend feels free to share their entire story. It's like letting a bird soar without constraints, revealing its true beauty. Explore how to practice non-judgmental listening. This involves being mindful of our own thoughts and setting them aside temporarily. It's about acting as a mirror, reflecting what the other person is saying without distorting it. This approach to listening can foster deeper connections. When people sense they can speak without fear of judgment, they often open up more and experience a sense of relief. It fosters trust and closeness. In our daily lives, listening without judgment can transform our interactions. With family, it creates a more nurturing and supportive environment. With friends, it strengthens our bonds. And at work, it enhances collaboration. Buddha taught that kindness and understanding lead to peace. When we listen without judgment, we contribute to that peace. We create a safe space where people can freely express themselves and be truly heard. 13th way, heartfelt understanding, the essence of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is like having a special tool that helps us understand not only what people do, but also how they feel. It's about recognizing our own emotions and those of others. This skill is crucial because it allows us to form deeper connections with people. In this final part, we'll explore how emotional intelligence plays a key role in understanding people's thoughts and feelings and in building strong friendships. Buddha, who had profound insights into the human mind, emphasized the power of our thoughts and emotions in shaping our worldview. Emotional intelligence is about managing these thoughts and emotions in a positive way, responding to others with empathy and kindness. Imagine encountering someone who's upset. With emotional intelligence, you can empathize with their feelings and offer support instead of reacting negatively. It's like being a beacon of calmness amid chaos, guiding others to safety. We'll delve into the different aspects of emotional intelligence, such as recognizing our own emotions, controlling our reactions, making wise choices based on our feelings, understanding others' emotions, and effectively communicating with people. Each aspect serves as a tool to enhance our connections with others. Understanding our own emotions involves knowing why we feel a certain way. Controlling our reactions means not letting our emotions dictate our responses. Using emotions to make decisions entails choosing actions that benefit both ourselves and others. Understanding others' feelings is akin to empathizing with them, while adept communication involves engaging with people effectively. In everyday life, emotional intelligence can significantly improve our relationships with family, friends, and colleagues, fostering peace and happiness. It's like having a manual for navigating emotions and social interactions. Buddha often emphasized mindfulness and kindness, which align closely with emotional intelligence. By becoming more attuned to our own emotions and practicing kindness, we can transform our interactions with others. Let's commit to enhancing our emotional intelligence daily, whether by reflecting on our emotions, pausing before reacting, or considering others' perspectives. In this final leg of our journey, let's embrace emotional intelligence as a powerful tool for understanding ourselves and others. It can enrich our lives and those of others with deeper understanding and genuine happiness. As we conclude, let's strive to apply emotional intelligence in our conversations and interactions, fostering empathy and nurturing meaningful friendships with those around us. In conclusion, our journey exploring the art of understanding others, guided by Buddhist wisdom, has been truly enriching. It's not just about figuring out what's on someone's mind, but also about personal growth and nurturing deeper relationships with those around us. We've gained valuable insights into people's feelings and behaviors, which are incredibly beneficial in our day-to-day lives. We began by learning to recognize emotions and body language, fundamental steps in connecting with others. Effective listening played a significant role too. It's about genuinely grasping the emotions and thoughts underlying words. By paying attention to unspoken cues, we can truly understand others. We then delved into empathy and appreciating different cultures. This involves seeing things from diverse perspectives and refraining from letting our own biases cloud our judgments. Cultivating patience was another crucial aspect we discussed. Just like waiting for a plant to grow, understanding people requires time and attentive waiting. Compassion emerged as a central theme in our journey. It's more than just being kind. It's about responding to others' feelings with genuine care and understanding. Creating a safe and empathetic environment fosters stronger and more authentic connections. Our journey doesn't end here. It's an ongoing process of curiosity, learning, and applying mindfulness and emotional intelligence in our interactions. These are skills we can continually refine. Buddha emphasized the importance of sharing knowledge for mutual benefit. As we utilize what we've learned, let's also pass it on to others, enriching lives and fostering a kinder, more interconnected world. Practicing mindfulness in our conversations enables us to respond with kindness and empathy, aligning with Buddha's teachings and enhancing our understanding of others' hearts and minds. In conclusion, we're grateful for this transformative journey. It has deepened our understanding of human behavior and cognition, shedding light on the intricate world of emotions and thoughts that influence our interactions. Let's apply the wisdom we've gained, knowing that understanding, kindness, and genuine connections have the power to positively transform the world. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey of understanding and connection. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and share it with your friends and family. Your engagement helps us spread this message of compassion and wisdom further. Remember, as you apply these powerful insights to your own life, may you continue to paint a canvas of kindness, wisdom, and joy. Until next time, Namaste.